Let's talk about the year 2026. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, for some of you, according to an ancient energy map, that year might actually come with a bit of a warning label. And the big question is that warning meant for you?
Have you ever had one of those years, exactly the one I'm talking about, the one where your car breaks down right before a huge interview, your relationships feel tense for no real reason, and you just feel like you're constantly walking against the wind? It's that feeling of being completely drained, right? And it's just so frustrating. Well, I want to tell you something right now. You are not crazy for feeling that way. And you know what? It might not just be a string of bad luck. You could simply be standing in the path of a huge, invisible energy wave without even realizing it. So, what is this invisible energy? Well, in Chinese astrology, we call it Fan Tai Sui. And honestly, the absolute easiest way to get it is to imagine you're about to meet the powerful boss of the year.
So Feng Shui, it literally means offending the Grand Duke, or, like we're calling him, the energy boss of the year. Now, this isn't about you doing something wrong or being a bad person. It's really just about being in the wrong place, at the wrong time, energetically speaking.
Let's break this down with a really simple analogy. Imagine the entire year of 2026 is just one big office. Got it? Okay. Now, in that office sits the Tai Sui, the powerful boss. And in 2026, that boss happens to be the horse. So, if your own zodiac sign accidentally stands right in his path, or even worse, sits in his chair, yeah, he's definitely going to notice you. And he probably won't be too happy about it. So, who exactly is on this list for 2026? Who's walking into that turbulent zone where every little thing just seems to require so much more effort? Let's find out. Okay. If you were born in the year of the rat, the horse, the ox, or the rabbit, this is your heads up. For the rat, you're looking at a direct clash. Think of water trying to put out fire. It's intense. Expect big, maybe even chaotic changes. For the horse, it's more of an identity crisis. You're kind of offending yourself, which can make you your own worst enemy. The ox faces harm, a year that could be filled with friction, misunderstandings, and maybe even a sense of betrayal. And for the rabbit, it's a breaker year, which can bring disruptions to your most important relationships and partnerships.
Now, before you start circling 2026 on your calendar with a big red X, I want you to just take a deep breath. Seriously, this is not a life sentence. The whole point of knowing this stuff isn't to run and hide from the energy, it's to manage it. You actually have power here. This is your survival toolkit. So, how do you handle all this energy? It's actually pretty straightforward. There are 3 simple but really powerful strategies you can use to navigate the year more smoothly. We've got the secret friend method, the blood remedy, and maybe the simplest one of all, lie low and be kind. Okay, check this out. This first method is so clever. On the left side, you see the problem. Your energy is clashing with the horse, the boss, and that equals turbulence. But here's the secret. In the zodiac, every animal has a best friend. And the horse's best friend is the goat. So by carrying a little goat charm, you introduce this friendly energy. It's like the boss sees you hanging out with his best friend and just lets you pass without any trouble. It's an amazing, simple way to create harmony. All right, this next one might sound a little ancient, but the logic behind it is all about taking back control. See, old wisdom says a clash can bring blood, which is a symbol for accidents or health issues. So the idea is you take the hit, but you do it on your own terms. You proactively lose blood in a safe, controlled, and even healthy way. Go get that teeth cleaning you've been putting off, donate blood, or just get a routine blood test. You satisfy the energy, but you do it your way. And finally, we have the most peaceful approach of all. For you, 2026 is just not the year to start that risky new business or pick a fight with your neighbor over the fence. Instead, you lie low. You turn your energy outward by helping other people. Do some charity work. Be extra kind in your daily life. Seriously, think of all that good karma as a protective shield that you're building all around yourself. So when you put this all together, what does it mean? It's not about being cursed. Not at all. It's about being prepared. Just think of it like a weather forecast. You can't stop the rain from coming, but you can always bring an umbrella. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can't control the cosmic energy of a given year. You can't stop a storm from showing up on the horizon. But what you can do, what you absolutely have the choice to do, is to prepare for it, to protect yourself, and to walk through it with grace instead of getting totally soaked. So I'm just going to leave you with this thought. If you knew for sure that a storm was on its way for you in 2026, would you just stand there and wait for the rain to hit? Or would you start gathering your tools and begin building a shelter today? The choice is always yours.